Mangekyo Sharingan!
Damn it! I can't move my body! Switch!
Yo, welcome back to Star. Today I want to talk about, can Naruto characters really interact with Bleach characters? I feel like it's never really talked about, not really discussed much either. It's kind of just something that people know, or some people just don't know, which I feel like it's getting to the point where a lot of people don't know. It's like a lot of anime has become mainstream essentially, and a lot of the fans are, they watch animes, but they don't really understand a lot of the things that happen, and they don't really understand the verse well, and then they go, they have their takes, Bleach is better than Naruto, Naruto is better than Bleach, who's stronger than who, and so on, with not really a good understanding of what's actually happening. And one of those questions, or one of those tropes that always arise is, a Bleach character can just soul crush or spirit crush a Naruto character. Naruto characters can't see spirits, and so on. And it's just like this plethora of misinformation that just kind of gets spreads around and becomes popular opinions and just gets taken as truth, when in reality it's far from the truth. And today in this video I want to be breaking down the subject and discussing the subject in further detail, and hopefully clear up a lot of this misinformation that goes around. To start off, I want to talk about chakra and spirit energy, or Yatsu. And the funniest thing about it is, like, when you just go and look at it or read or watch it, they basically get explained the same, except Naruto, they added an additional property, which is physical energy from the cell. And I'll just explain it. So in Bleach, spiritual energy is just, or spirit energy is just energy harnessed from the soul and put into the Zanpakuto or whatever ability it may be, except for the case of the Quincy's. Quincy's have a different power system or way of utilizing the energy, and Fullbringers and whatever, but we're just talking about the typical Soul Reaper. And then in Naruto, it's kind of the same way. They harness this spirit energy and then they mix it with this physical energy from the blood cell and so on, and they harness, or not harness, manifest these different abilities. So essentially they both harness the energy the same way, and in order to harness this energy, or even have chakra in the first place, and even in Naruto it's just like the basic human has chakra, it just happens on a very, very low and minute level, not in an extreme way. And at the very core, these two energies are essentially the same. So even without verse equalization, these two characters can interact and see each other just off bat, due to them having to do that in order to manifest their ability in the first place. So they have to be able to access the soul and harness the spirit energies in order to manifest their abilities. That's just how it works in Naruto and Bleach. And some people may ask, like, how come we don't see like Naruto characters interacting with spirits and so on, or like, why don't we see Naruto characters revive people, or like other bullshit or something like that, weird questions that arise when discussing this topic. And that is because the Naruto world and the Bleach world work fundamentally different from each other. In Bleach, a Soul Reaper's duty is to go find and hurdle up all these different souls that are lost in the world of the living and bring them back to the Soul Society. In Naruto is different. The majority of the times the spirits will just go back to the Pure Lands, unless they're like stuck there forcefully by some jutsu or whatnot, or they're brung back via Edo Tensei or something like that. The majority of the times they're just stuck, or they're in the Reaper Death Seal. So like you can be like oblivious to the world of the Reaper Death Seal, which is like a different world. That's not the Naruto world. It's just a different plane, right? So it just works different. You're not gonna just randomly see a spirit, except in the cases where we see characters wrestle with their souls. Like for instance, we see Naruto pull his soul back into his body when fighting one of Pain's clones, right? And the reason he's able to do so is he's just stronger than the clone, basically. He's able to wrestle and pull his soul back into the body. That's not going to be the case with the normal person, because they're just weaker than the clone, obviously, right? So if, kind of like how it is in Bleach, if you have a stronger spiritual pressure, then you overwhelm your opponent, essentially, right? But like in Naruto, they just don't go around just extruding their chakra, right? And the majority of the times, people can't even really peer inside of you to see your chakra, except for cases like the Sharingan or certain jutsus that let you, or enable you to see within your opponent, or see their chakra or whatever, or the amount of chakra they have. So maybe like the Byakugan, but Byakugan really just sees the chakra paths. It doesn't really see the type of chakra you have. Like for instance, when we see Carmen, when she looks into Naruto and she sees like Kuruma's chakra and how evil it is, right? That's different. The normal Naruto character doesn't have abilities to just like peer inside of them, right? And that's also what Naruto characters are capable of doing. They're capable of cloaking the chakra and the amount of chakra they have. In Bleach, you can do that too, somewhat with different abilities or whatever, but the majority of the time they just like to, I'm gonna just soul crush my opponent by just personifying or, spreading my aura everywhere. everywhere. It's kind of corny. It's not my favorite thing. I think it's kind of corny. I think it's like a way to just write out certain fights. He's just like, oh yeah, Aizen is just so strong that he just crushed everybody in the vicinity. Therefore, I don't have to write or, you know, depict him interacting with these characters. I think it's corny. I think it's a cop out, but that's a story for a different day. But it's just interesting. And we see in many cases in Naruto, characters that are able to interact or see these different spirits, like, you know, Naruto when he sees Minato, or Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, and all of them, who were able to see the different Hokage or whatever in their spirit forms and stuff like that. Some people may say like, oh, these are like the stronger characters, or it's just like the main core or whatever, they get better writing or some other bullshit, like other excuses. We've seen characters like Ino and Choji also interact and see people's souls get pulled out of their bodies or just interact with spirits. Like in the case of Ino, she saw Shizune's soul get ripped out of her body by the Dapa path or whatever, right? We've seen Choji literally interact with Tsunade's dead boyfriend, Dan, in the war arc. We see these different instances where these characters are just interacting and seeing souls. The reason they just don't see it on a normal basis is because the majority of the time the souls are just in the Pure Lands. Like characters are able to pull their souls back in their body like we see with Naruto. The thing is, outside of like very small abilities that can just like rip your soul out your body or like interact and manipulate your soul, characters aren't really fighting against like soul crushing attacks like in Bleach. That's why we don't see these attacks. That's why we don't see, you know, characters defend their souls like that. And the thing is, if they need to, they can imbue chakra on their soul or grab their soul and pull it back in their body like Naruto does. They're capable of doing these things if they're stronger than their opponent, obviously. But people like to be disingenuous or not have any knowledge about the series and try to make these stupid, obscure arguments about how Bleach characters can just soul crush you or put you down via whatever it is just to push their own agendas without having proper knowledge. I'm not here to argue that Bleach characters are stronger than Naruto characters or Naruto characters are stronger than Bleach characters. I'll save that opinion for a different video. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm here to clear up this misinformation, right? Naruto characters are very much able to interact with, touch, see, and protect their own souls. At the very least, they can protect their own souls. Now, whether you want to believe that or not, maybe you should just go check out Naruto, actually read it for once, actually pay attention to what you're reading, and, you know, understand the series before you go online and subtweet somebody on Twitter saying, oh, this Naruto character would just get crushed by Aizen's fucking soul crushing ability or some bullshit. Please, that's not how it works. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. It's a shorter video. It's just a topic I thought that needed to be addressed, and I'm just addressing it. Please join the server down below. Please follow me on Twitter and Twitch. I do go live maybe every other day, basically. I try to go live every day, but sometimes I'm busy. I have an actual job. I am employed. And please join the Discord server. I'm always in there. I'm always active. I will be doing a PC giveaway once I reach 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 members within the Discord. So please join the Discord. More information for that is in the Discord. And I am doing video requests. My Cash App and PayPal will be in the comment section. Anyway, thank you guys. God bless y'all. Stay safe. Bye.